All right, we are live with the Colecast podcast with your host, Cole Bovey.
Hey, everybody, what's going on? Sorry, it's been a hot minute since we've been on the show. I know you've all been anticipating this show for quite some time. You wake up every day wondering, when's there going to be another Colecast? So, since then, I've gotten myself some fresh shades. Actually, my guest today brought them in. It's his girlfriend's. He's got them on as well, but... real quick, I got to do the plug. Always got to do the plug for Mr. Bruce Hoyer. Special thanks to Next Edge Academy and, again, Bruce, for putting on the show, doing everything, dropping everything, and squeezing me in when he can. So, mucho appreciated, good sir. If you guys want to, if you want to, you should, even if you don't want to, because it's a good experience. Come on down to Next Edge Academy. You can check them out on Facebook, Instagram, and you can also find them on the World Wide Web, www.nextedgeacademy.com. You can get a 14-day free trial. They got kids Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, boxing, Muay Thai boxing, and, of course, straight-up Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. And we have all sorts of people of all sorts of sizes, skill levels down here, and it really doesn't matter what skill level you are. There's something to be learned because Bruce is a genius. So, he's too humble to admit it, but he's got it going on. Anyway, I hope you guys had a lovely Christmas, especially you, Mr. Bruce. But till then, I'm going to introduce our guest today, Mr. Tanner Husman of Husman Fitness.
Yes, sir.
So I met Tanner, it's been, 3-4 months now?
Yeah.
That's when I started training out at Coast to Coast. Tanner really specializes a lot in more strength conditioning.
Yep.
Definitely strength. It was a humbling moment for me when I got out there. I already talked about that with Ryan when he was here last, but when there was certain lifts that I was trying to do, and as soon as I forgot what it was I was trying to lift. I was deadlifting. Wasn't even that much, and then you just came and picked it up like it was nothing, like you just grabbed a bag of groceries off the floor and moved it for me. I'm like, well, there's that.
I've been doing it for a while, so.
Yeah. So we're just going to, thanks for being here.
Thank you.
I just wanted to kind of BS about whatever, but mostly I wanted to talk about your brand, your training style, what you got you into the fitness, what you guys are doing, what you have coming up, and then... anything topical, anything, doesn't matter, completely off chain. But as my wife has told me, I need to shut my mouth, let my guests talk, because I tend to bullshit a little too often. But that's me.
You keep going.
Yeah, no way, man. No, you're a pretty fun guy. I like to hear what you got to hear or say. So.
Yes, sir.
And feel free to ask Bruce if you have anything. I know you're really interested in mixed martial arts and
for sure. So. I definitely want to get after it. I think it'd be just a good way to switch it up, get that cardio in, and because I hate cardio more than anything, if everyone knows that, but I think it'd be a little bit easier if I could take some aggression out on a bag or another person, so.
See, I don't see you having aggression, though. Every time I see, even if you're having a grumpy day, yeah, that classic Tanner laugh.
Oh, yeah.
As well.
I put that energy towards other things, lifting and all that good stuff, so it doesn't really come out in front of other people. I don't think I should put my negative energy on other people.
I appreciate that. Yeah, I was actually talking to Pingree about that. Was it yesterday? I had, those freaking cleans just murdered me.
And that's our
it's
job,
just it's just an awkward movement that I just can't quite get down.
Yeah, and it's all
so
timing.
It's just super, super frustrating to me. Mm-hmm. And then I felt the grumpy old Cole coming out, but I knew I just had to kind of take a hot minute. And
that's part of our job too, is just to absorb that energy from other people. They have a bad day, they come to work out. It's not their job to be happy,
Speaking to the mic, my man.
Oh, my bad.
If you got to pull your chair around a little bit too, off to the side. Get on in it. Let people hear that voice. So, I guess Oh, that weirded me out, man.
Sorry, that was the only thing that I was just checking the sound. So.
Oh, Bruce is checking the sound. I heard my voice all of a sudden come echoing across. That was weird wizardry he had. Anyway, so you went to Lenox.
Yep, Lenox, South Dakota.
Grow up there?
Grew up there.
From day one?
Day one. Day one. I've always been around the Lenox area, so actually same house. Grew up in the same house. My grandparents owned the house before that, and then I finally moved out of my mama's house and moved here to Sioux Falls, and I've been here ever since. And I don't plan on leaving anytime soon.
Yeah, well, that's good. I'm glad to hear that.
Yep.
Yeah, there used to be a time when I used to be like, I'm hitting the road.
Yeah.
I'm leaving Sioux Falls, never coming
for
back.
sure.
And kind of did a few different things, but yeah, this place is deeply rooted in me. And
Yeah.
even weekends like this, when it's gonna be -20, snowy, blowy.
Oh yeah, I mean it keeps people out too, so you don't have to worry about people coming in. You don't have to worry about traffic as much. I mean, we still got some crazy drivers out there that haven't learned how to drive yet, but
Yeah, including one of my fellow ambulance folks that just drove by with the lights and sirens on. You're driving way too fast out there. Because you got lights and sirens doesn't mean you can haul ass on the snow. So pump the brakes, literally. Sheesh. But
literally.
were you in the military before?
Yes,
Yeah.
yeah. So during high school, I signed. I was a junior in high school. Went through my senior year. Right after, about 2 months after I graduated, I went to basic training, AIT, came back, and was with my unit. I only signed a 3-year contract. Army wasn't really for me, so I got out and just wanted to kind of figure out me. Didn't want anyone controlling that, so.
Yeah.
And I was failing my PT tests, and that's kind of what led me to fitness, was just being out of shape. I had compartment syndrome in my legs.
Eesh.
So I had to have surgery for that.
Yeah, they opened you up.
They opened me up, you know, and kind of I was playing football too at DSU, so it's kind of like, just kind of put me in a depressive state. And I finally got out of that because I was failing my PT test, and I was almost gonna get out of the Army. And I was like, I'm not gonna be a failure leaving this place, you know. It's kind of embarrassing. I couldn't run 2 miles. So got that under control, got out of the military, and that's kind of where my fitness career lifted off the ground. That's when I fell in love with it.
Literally.
Yeah, literally.
No, that's pretty interesting. So, and you and Ryan Pingree grew up together then?
Yep, he was a year older than me.
Year older?
Yep.
Yeah, he calls you his big little brother.
Yep, and he'll always be my little big brother, so he's got to deal with that.
Yeah. No, that's pretty cool. You guys, how many years did you guys know each other?
Oh, we've known each other for the longest time. My mom actually used to babysit him. So, but that's before we were friends. We didn't really hang out much in high school.
Yeah.
He hung out with a grade older than him, and I was still young and just
Doing your thing.
Doing our thing. We were pretty close as our class, and then we graduated, or I was probably my senior year, and we started hanging out, and just grew.
You went off to the military, did your thing, and
yep.
When did you guys decide that you were gonna start training and getting into fitness?
Well, I was kind of already working out with one of my buddies, Spencer Hastings. We were getting after it at the Wellness Center, and then Ryan just moved back from college, actually, and started coming to the gym with me, and all of a sudden, before you know it, we're getting after it every day and falling in love with it, wouldn't miss a day, and became an obsession.
Yeah.
And so that was probably 4 years ago now.
Yeah, you guys are pretty natural at it. You can tell that you just come in and the wheels are constantly turning.
Mm-hmm.
And you guys are like, oh, yep, you want to step in and do a few different things, but you're still newer at the game, if you will.
Yep.
But you're still put your reps in and trying to figure out stuff, learn different things.
And I mean,
and you guys take your own input. Like if there's something else a little bit differently you want to see it, I get it. Like sometimes it's like herding cats, especially at 5 a.m.
Yeah.
when we're in there and you got a halfway decent class.
And anything like this, I mean, Bruce can contest to this. He's learning something every day. You're never not going to be learning when you're doing something like this.
Yeah.
I mean, your squat can always be better. Your bench could always be better. And your form's never right. It's never right. You're always learning every single day.
Right.
And you got to change things
People's
up.
body structures are different too. And I think that's probably the biggest, people are just different.
Yeah.
I mean, it doesn't matter what you're looking
Exactly.
at.
And people's bodies change too. So you have to work around that. A lot of different factors that come into it.
You got to figure out if it is really a physical limitation as well, or if it's a mental limitation that they're having, and which one you got to figure out. Brave, sometimes it's both.
Yeah,
then,
exactly.
Like for me, I used to use my knees all the time as my biggest limitation. Now I'm like, it sounds snap, crackle, poppy, but it is what it is.
You just got to fight
But
through it.
I don't even notice it anymore. And I got really sore, but I can definitely tell that I've gotten much stronger, and my cardio is far better than it used to be. I was telling Ryan yesterday I had a terrible time with my cleans, but we did that push-up warm-up. My push-ups were clean, straight, all the way through, but I didn't even notice them. And there was a day I honestly couldn't do one push-up, save my life.
Yeah, that's crazy.
So you could have held a gun to my head and said, do one good strict push-up, and I'd have been like, well, I'm going to eat that lead, because I couldn't do one good push-up, like, honestly.
And that's like the coolest part about the job too, is seeing where someone starts, seeing them struggle.
Mm-hmm.
I can laugh when they're struggling. They're not laughing, but then I look back, or we go 3 months ahead, and you're like, look at you now compared to what you were, and that's why I love the job. It's because I got to see people that literally couldn't do a push-up to doing 10 in a row.
Right.
So
that's what I'm getting with my I've learned to be patient, and that everything is a progression. So now, my PRs are coming up. I mean, they're still not world class or anything like that, and YouTube worthy, but I'm feeling them getting better. I'm feeling different little things, and it is small little tweaks here and there. And like I said, I've watched. There's tons of resources out there, so I'll send you and Ryan things to kind of look over, and I'll send Matt Dolan the same thing about stuff about what the thoughts are and different aspects, because obviously everybody's got their own way of doing something, but they also, you get everybody together, and that's what bringing a team aspect together.
And I mean, there's more than one way to skin a cat, and just like you said, people are built different. So some people are good at conventional deadlift, some people are way better at sumo deadlift,
right?
And
like Dr. Deadlift. You seen that guy?
Who's squinting? Who is skinning all these cats that this became a thing? Who does that?
Skinning cats?
I think it's Cole, actually.
Yeah.
He's been skinning a lot of cats.
Slippers.
He's been selling them.
Actually, my wife got super pissed at me the other day because we were at her Christmas party for work, and me, I'll talk to anybody and do whatever, and she works with a lot of physicians, and normally this type of talk doesn't happen. Well, they were talking about cat allergies, and her director was discussing a cat allergy and how bad he's gotten it, and they're like, I don't mind cats, but oh man, the cat allergy just gets me, and it really stuffs me up, and yada yada yada. And I'm like, well, one of my friends has a hairless cat that's actually pretty cool. And they're like, yeah, and they were kind of interested, and I'm like, yeah, if you can get past it, being hairless, and when you pet it, it feels like you're petting a scrotum. It's completely all right. And man, that guy about spit his food all over his plate, but it was well worth it. And word got back to her what I said. They thought it was hilarious.
That's all that matters then.
But anybody that's ever pet one of those Rex cats, it's seriously like petting a scrotum. There's no way around it.
No, I've never petted one, and I don't feel like
a hairless
need
cat
to.
Or a scrotum.
Either.
Well, brother, you gotta live.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of cats, so.
Well, you got to get yourself a scrotum cat.
A scrotum cat.
And then you'll change your mind.
Maybe. Maybe. I don't think I'll be going to get a cat anytime soon.
So
my girlfriend actually has a groomer right outside the house right now. It literally drove up, has a van, and is cutting our dog's hair right outside the house.
That's pretty sweet, actually. Is it the old
genius idea?
Old ambulance one? Because I saw that driving around for a while. Or somebody had an
I don't know. I
style.
think she's from out of town.
Oh, it's a really good idea, especially a lot of people.
So my wife has had this idea for years, and I mean I understand why don't we have, I know that there's some cars where you can't basically get into that gas tank, but it seems crazy to me that you can't have a company that you basically drive around with a tanker of gas and then go and while you're at work basically go and fill in an order for this, and this, and here's my license plate, and then you put in gas in there for $25 worth of gas or whatever. So so you don't have to go. Yeah. So during the day,
this type of time,
right?
Yeah.
When you have to get out.
Sweet mother of God.
Yeah, you'd be raking. There's not much of a upcharge on gas, I think, but still, this has been a thought that we've had for a while.
It's actually a really good idea, and you're lucky. Probably not too many people listen to my show.
Yeah.
So
Dude, I've
run
been,
with it.
I've been giving away $1 million ideas for a long time now. I mean, cage sticks, for crying out loud.
That was all you?
Well, before then, when Victor J talked to us, we were under buyfromafighter.com, and then he turned it into cage sticks and sold it to Alliance for undisclosed large amounts of cash. So,
That is
all right, I'll go.
so no, but
I'll go sulk
seriously,
away.
that is a really good idea.
Yeah, I'll let her know.
Yeah, you should.
We'll bring it to Shark Tank.
Honestly, you just need to just figure out the logistics for probably just hauling it and figure out the permits that you would need. Man, there's a hell of a market for that.
Yeah, the Dodge Dart wouldn't handle much, much gas in the back. I guess I'd have to actually get
I
a
bet you
tanker.
people are so confused when you get out of it. Bruce is a pretty tall guy. What are you, 6'5"?
6'5", yeah.
6'5"?
But I
And-
slouch a lot, so.
Yeah, not a small guy by no means. And then he jumps out of a Dodge Dart. Well, not jump, but all of a sudden, here comes an arm, here comes a leg, and then here comes miles of Bruce.
Miles. Nice.
But yeah, there's still a lot I want to talk to you about because we only have an hour, and like I said, I always end up bullshitting about random things.
Hey,
but
man.
funny, hilarious things like that are always kind of
Oh,
nice.
yeah, it just
talking
makes
about petting
conversation
cat
so much
scrotums to
Yeah.
my wife's bosses are always good.
That's gonna cause attention, and pretty soon there's gonna be 1 million people stealing Bruce's idea.
And then Bruce be like, "Damn it,
Damn, I should have took
I
that
don't
one
know
too.
got to come up with a petting cat scrotums."
A lobby where you can come pet a cat that feels like a scrotum. $25 a day.
Did you like your cup? How I labeled it for you?
Oh, King Daddy Hughes.
Yeah, Husman.
Nice.
Yeah,
My girlfriend will love that.
Yeah.
You see that cup she got me?
yeah, that was pretty sweet.
I don't know. It's probably the best Christmas present I've ever got.
Tanner tricked his girlfriend into calling him King Daddy in the car one day on camera, and then
Now it's just
now
stuck.
it's stuck. And she bought him a really sweet engraved cup.
It's got a crown and it says King Daddy on it. Now she knows. Now she knows. And so do you. Everyone watching.
King Daddy or King Daddy Fitness.
I don't know about that. I don't know about that. This might have to be like a separate line, maybe clothing or something.
Yeah, it'll be your yoga lining.
Oh, no yoga for me. Well, not instructing it anyways.
So speaking of your other brand, Our Whole Team Strong.
Yep.
So was that something that you came up with? You came up with collectively as your group, or?
It was a hashtag. So before I even was at Coast to Coast, it was a hashtag that I always use. And I always used my whole team strong. Well, I was working on Ryan, and I was like, you know what? Our whole team strong. So I started hashtagging that. Got sick of hashtagging that, so I put OWTS because it was way quicker, you know?
Yeah.
And it kind of just became a thing, and everyone was saying it. All my friends were saying it. And then I met Corey and started working at Coast to Coast, so we brought it over, and it kind of it just fit perfectly. Share the same morals, you know, and follow the same line. So Coast to Coast slogan, our whole team strong, and we just put them together.
Yeah, it works out really well.
Yeah.
And honestly, I love the swag of it that I ended up getting. Well, you get.
Oh, he's rocking it right now. He's rocking it right now. Look at that.
Which camera we got?
Check it out. OWTS, baby.
I've got my baseball cap that I've got. So I gotta look. Is it this camera? I couldn't do this before I got this shirt.
Oh, now he's flexing the tits.
So that was my thing.
There it is.
But
Once you learn that, it's game over.
anyway, like I love the cotton or the fabric and everything that.
Oh, yeah.
Like the whole line of it. Like you obviously spend a little bit more on the shirts and the product, but honestly,
Oh, yeah.
I'd buy.
That's awesome.
I would spend the extra money to get just a higher quality shirt or hat,
Yeah,
or
and I mean-
sweatshirt, pants, anything
Exactly,
like that.
and that's how I
for
feel
that.
about a lot of
'Cause,
stuff, too. It's
Man, I
just-
love it. It's super comfortable. Your hat, same way. I've always felt, Bruce, you've always done a pretty nice job, especially with your new stuff you got on, which I got to check out. Did you get your new shirts in?
I did.
I got to check them babies out. Bruce is always wheeling and dealing and making new stuff and putting it out there. So, you guys should check out the swag that he has.
That's the Tanner. Is that the hard thing for you too? Because I struggle with that, finding designs that people actually like to wear.
Yeah, exactly. And I
ridiculous.
mean, you want to keep it simple too. You don't want it to be. I mean, you always have to have your like big logo too. But you also everyone wants something that they can wear out all the time.
Yeah.
and not make it look like you're supporting a football team.
Yeah,
right?
or you're
You know, not everyone wants a big old Nike across their chest.
right. Regina's like that. Like that's one of the first things she notices and says all the time. But I think if he can put it together tastefully, or like there are certain warm up stuff that I think you can do that, and I don't mind it if the logo looks cool or I really stand behind. Like I could give two shits less if the person across from me likes Muay Thai or not. But if I think it's cool, and there might be somebody else out there, it's going to draw and be like, oh. You like Muay Thai?
Yeah.
Like, check that out.
Exactly. Conversation starter, all that stuff.
Yeah, most definitely.
I've got a lot of good feedback on that shirt, too.
Yeah, it's a good shirt.
I was pretty excited.
Yeah, I
about
like
that.
your other, like I ended up buying the gray and black hat as well. That one's one of my favorite ones. Yeah,
Nice.
the WTS one.
Nice.
Yeah, it's a good brand.
Speaking of that, I don't even know where mine went. I might have to give me another one. But we got more stuff coming out, too.
Yeah,
So,
that's what I figured at the beginning of the year. New things start rolling out. And
yep.
yeah.
Pretty excited for that.
So you do a lot of personal training as well?
Yep, a lot of personal training, and really focus on just build muscle.
Yeah.
You know, that's where I got caught into fitness, is the muscle building aspect. Now I know the market and what people need, and what I love to help people out with is dropping that body fat, you know, getting them healthy overall. But most of my personal training is based on kind of more of the bodybuilding area. That's kind of what I love to do. That's what most of my clients come to me for. So
It's a little more the shaping up.
Yep, and if they want to drop body fat and stuff, I just like put them in the classes, because you will not find better classes than Coast to Coast Fitness here in Sioux Falls.
For strength conditioning.
Strength conditioning, you will. I mean,
your guys' conditioning it's a rigmarole.
oh
for sure.
yeah, Corey. I mean, he's doing a phenomenal job setting that up. First time I walked into Coast to Coast, I about died. I was running around the track last couple laps that we needed, and I started cramping up. Corey comes running over. You can see my calf like
Just rolling
folding
over on
inside, and it was brutal. But I mean, once you get through those 2 weeks, man, you fall in love with it, you become addicted, and you're gonna keep coming back, and you're gonna keep getting those results that you want, as long as you're doing the things that you need to be doing outside of the gym as well.
Right. Yeah, discipline is a mofo.
Yeah.
You can come in all you want and bust your ass for an hour or two, and it doesn't matter if you're not keeping it together outside the gym.
Yeah, I
Which,
mean, you'll only get so far doing that. I mean, if you've never worked out and you're eating like crap, you come to the gym, you're going to see results, but that's going to end
Eventually,
really,
yeah.
really quick for you, and then you're going to kind of fall off again. So it's like you have to keep getting better in every aspect of your life, really,
Yeah.
including sleeping. I mean, a lot of people aren't sleeping. I don't sleep enough, as much as I should be, but you know, people need to learn how to recover as well.
Yeah, without a doubt. What is your thoughts on recovery days, actually?
Recovery days, they don't necessarily need to be like, I don't do anything, I just sit there.
Active recovery.
Active recovery.
That's what I'm talking
Active
about.
recovery. You have to get out, do something, go for a walk, go for a run, a quick run. It doesn't have to be very stressful on the body. Stretch, but definitely don't take a day off.
Yeah, that's what even if you have some sort of an injury, there's a way to work around it. So like
Yep.
if my hip flexors are like super, super tight, like I can tell they are going to be this weekend after doing 100 freaking squats this morning and all that other nonsense.
I like this morning's workout.
Oh, dude.
Maybe not the card so much.
The
but
card sucked. The rest of it was awesome.
Yeah, the squats are awesome. 10 sets of 10 squats. I mean, we could sit there all day and do the squats, you know.
Yeah, it was good. And that was a time when like I really focused. Like I don't mind being the last one done because
Yep.
I know I'm really focusing, digging deep, and like Travis and you, we worked on with hinging my hips and
Yep.
just dropping my butt back, and that was something before I even stepped on the barbell. I went to the wall, and
Yep.
I'm sure you can see my ass skid mark up and down the wall because I just nonstop.
Yeah, I've been
up
working
and
on
down,
it too.
up and down.
And I've never done that technique at all until I seen Travis doing it. I've been working on it, and I've watched my squat go up 65 pounds in the last 3-4 weeks.
Yeah.
And that's just because of my technique and how I was doing it. It was just a small change. So stuff like that. I mean, you might be strong enough to lift a certain weight, but your technique's not there. It's not going to happen. So.
Right. Well, you also prevent injury as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
So
and that's
if you
the
want
biggest thing.
worry about longevity.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
keep
without
going.
a doubt. So, yeah, I don't know. It's fun stuff. I enjoy it. I enjoy the crew that's out there, especially the 5 a.m. class.
Oh, 5 a.m. class.
It's really weird to me just going to North this week. There's 2 locations. They have one out by T. Harrisburg and then one out on the north end of town.
Yep.
But it just throws me off because I've gotten so used to being South being my home.
Oh, yeah, and that's how it was when South opened. I was the same way with Northside. I didn't want to leave Northside. And, I mean, I train at South more, so it's become a lot more homey for me. So when I go to Northside, it's like, where's all the stuff at? You know, like I kind of get mixed up when I'm going to get the kettlebells.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, you know, but no, I love both gyms. I mean,
Yeah,
if you would have seen the very first gym, you'd be amazed to where we're at now.
I think everybody has their own humble beginnings and decisions.
Oh, yeah.
Too. I mean, hell's with Bruce when you guys moved all the bags over from when you first started up next to the Thirsty Duck.
I miss the Thirsty Duck sometimes. Some, midnight, 1 a.m., somebody not, coming in with boots and trying to beat me up because, they've had like 12 beers at Thirsty Duck and coming over. I sometimes miss those. No, actually, I really don't.
You miss the Asian guy that'd come over and start screaming at you for almost knocking the booze
and
bottles
then,
off the
yep,
wall.
and then Aaron yelling at him in Korean the whole time. Just hilarious. So,
Aaron would?
Oh, yeah. Because Aaron, like, little bit of, like, Korean that Aaron knew from, I think he was in the DMZ for a while.
Yeah.
And so anytime that, that guy would come over, he would yell at him, like, Arashi! And, like, just
Confused.
Yeah,
That
so-
poor guy, I'm sure.
Yeah, because I'm not gonna lie. I mean, that's just me being me. I wouldn't expect Aaron to know Korean. Yeah, so
No, I
it's-
certainly agree.
I wouldn't expect me to know Korean, but I mean, I guess I know a little bit as well from Taekwondo, but that's about it.
We're talking about the big bearded guy that was here for our Veterans Day show.
Mm-hmm.
For those of you that I need a little jostling, but actually his office is right next to North. So this morning when I was out there at 5 a.m., I totally thought about like leaving some weird sensual note on his office door just to confuse him.
Hit him up later about it.
Yeah. Well, and then just keep like as I show up out of North, just keep leaving a note every day.
Oh, man.
Just keep mixing it up for him. Aaron's the type of guy that wouldn't say anything about it, but he would get really, really pissed about it for a hot minute. Until
Just
I
keep
told
it
him,
quiet.
oh man, I'll do so many things that guy that would get anybody else probably killed, but for whatever reason, I got to poke the bear with that one.
That's funny.
Oh man. So, you guys got a fit camp coming up.
Yep, January 1st.
What is the fit camp?
Fit camp, 6 weeks. Transformation contest. You can earn up to 6 free months. The winner gets. I'm not sure if Corey's gonna implement a second and third place, but if you guys show up, I might do it. And we're just gonna help you with your nutrition. Kick your ass in the gym. It's gonna be good.
And you don't have to be a member to do.
You do not have to be a member. It is $119 plus tax.
So that's not too bad. And you guys do all the measurements and keeping up.
Yeah,
and
we
show
do all the
classes
measurements.
and-
We'll do body fat every week, keep you accountable, stay on top of you. And this fit camp, we are going to be splitting up all the members to certain trainers. So you're going to have your specific trainer to stay focused on you. If you have any questions, you go to that trainer.
It's a little bit of a competition for you guys too to see.
Yes.
Make you step your game up.
Make us better and make us take care of.
That is one thing
Done better.
because I just did your guys' last fit camp, and honestly, like I'm already a member, but
Yep.
I came in, I did the measurements, and then went through, and that was the last thing I heard about fit camp. And then
Yep.
all of a sudden, you and I did our measurements, and that was
Yep.
about it.
And
So I think that's a good idea to keep.
yeah,
people
and then
engaged.
just kind of remind them so they don't fall off, and just we're trying to get better too, So
Yeah. Oh yeah.
that's
You
like
guys
the
are.
biggest
You're
thing.
you're a young business, young group.
Oh yeah, I mean, 27 years old, the oldest. 25. I'm the baby out of the group.
25?
25.
Who's the oldest?
Soup?
Really?
Yeah. What a soup. Yeah.
Soup's way old. That's who I had. as
Soup's
my-
ancient.
Yeah.
That's who I had as my trainer this morning.
Yeah.
I always call her like the chicken hawk. She's just
Soup's
like
been doing this for a long time.
she's like the Asian that just sits there quietly and just scans the room.
and then comes out of nowhere.
Comes out of nowhere. Don't do that. What?
And then there's some days where she's hype.
Yeah, some days where
she'll
she's
be yelling.
scaring the shit out of Caitlin and
She's definitely in the top 25 of people that I like cornering with. I'll say that. Top 25 for sure.
that's pretty damn good. A,
Yeah,
a lot of
that's pretty
people, and B, I know you've cornered with some people that you were not so excited with.
Yeah. So she's actually I'll put her in the top 10. She's
Top 10.
Damn, Sue,
Even
you
if she
moving-
won't
you
marry
moving
you.
up.
Even if she won't marry you.
That's all right though. I'll take him.
Well, that's what you get because you won't marry me. Oh man. So what's your goals for this next year then?
This next year is just to be better, get my finances right. 'Cause
That's tough,
That's
man.
the biggest thing. I've been trying, but it's hard. But finally getting grasp on it, getting better in the gym, getting more clientele. So that's my biggest one, my finances.
I think being patient, that's one thing I've may or may not have talked about. I left my job working at the medical school and I went to go work with a really old friend of mine. Actually, I've known him since 1997. He's a freak show. Dude never stops and he just go. And like he'll be bombing me with or send me emails, 2 a.m. and then I'll get up at 4:30 before I go to Coast Coast. He answered a couple of emails. By 5 a.m. he's answering me again. I'm like, what the? Don't you sleep? And he's like, no. Me and sleep don't get along too well. But I don't expect you to do that kind of schedule. And he's just going all the time and juggling things. I would be so lost.
Yeah.
But he's taught me a lot about just patience and especially with like business stuff and trying to get things going and what's important. Don't count small stuff. Just look at the goal and then see how things are trending and what's happening.
Yeah,
So,
and that's the biggest thing I'm finally learning is being patient, not rushing something, getting it out just to get it out,
Yeah.
And really just learning the business, how to sell personal training, and
yeah, because there can be too much, especially in a market like Sioux Falls.
yeah,
It's really hard. Like if you come on too strong, that turns certain people off.
yeah, and that was my biggest thing is just hold my reputation, and really just taking care of me and not trying to just get a personal training to get a check, I really want to help these people. And that's where I've seen my schedule start making sense for me, not doing personal training at 8 o'clock at night,
Yeah.
And having 5 other personal trainings that are spaced out throughout the day just runs you crazy. You start losing your mind. So,
Well, I think it's important to say no to people as
Yes,
well.
and that's
be
the
like,
biggest
hey,
thing.
you may have missed out on like a small paycheck, but if you can concentrate on the ones that want to be there that are actually going to want to pay for good services, and people are
Yep.
going to pay for quality service.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, you can't come out charging a premium right away. You got to figure it out and build that clientele. But that's something else that Travis has taught me business wise, and I've listened to it assload of podcasts. But NPR has How This Was Made podcast, and there's this chick that ended up selling a company for a little over $1 billion. But basically, it's an online like finance training thing because she's like, I don't know, school did not prepare me for finances. Nothing prepared me for it. And she ended up getting into Harvard Business School, but then she ended up like, well, I guess I'm going to move to New York City and try doing this thing. And she kind of got some people around and started real humble beginnings. And she said she hired her first employee and like, would you like to work for my company? She was like, my company was me and a laptop sitting in a Starbucks. And then she ended up selling it for over $1 billion.
it's crazy.
But that's what it is. And it took her a long time and a lot of hardships, but that's just like fitness. Nobody sees what's going on in the background.
Oh,
and you
yeah.
need to just make calculated risk, push yourself just enough to where you're not going to kill yourself, but also push yourself so you're not uncomfortable.
Exactly.
Or
I
not
mean,
comfortable.
Yeah, you got to be learning the whole time. Just like you say, you listen to a lot of podcasts. I listen to a lot of podcasts, read a lot of books, just listen to other people talk and listen to the people that have already done it because it's already been done. So, I mean, there's no secrets behind this stuff. It's just figuring out who you are and then applying that stuff to your life.
Yeah.
So-
I posted a photo the other day that was like the top 10 fat burning foods, and it was kind of crass, but also just cracked me up because I was like, hey, like, and then the top 10 list was there are no such thing as something along the line, no such thing as fat burning foods. Stop reading stupid lists.
Yeah, I seen that.
So yeah, it's kind of crass, but like I fell for that for the longest time. I'd like really like, oh yeah, I got to eat that. Well, now I've like figured out it's so simple, and like you just literally have to do the work and stay consistent, and it's okay to mess things up. Like I'll be honest with you, on the way here, I ate an ice cream cone because I was like, damn it, I want an ice cream cone today.
Hey, man.
But I had myself a small ice cream cone. I'm pretty sure this morning I burned off 4 ice cream cones. I was not feeling well after that workout because it was exhausting.
Yep.
But yeah, I don't know. You just everything in moderation.
Yeah, exactly. I
make it
mean,
work.
you just got to understand that your body utilizes that food, and how it utilizes it's where you're going to see the results.
And there's quality food versus not quality food.
Stay away from processed food, and you're fine.
Like a small twist cone with sprinkles on it. You see the looks I get when I'm like, oh, small twist cone with sprinkles, please. And then like the 14-year-old kids handing me a cone, they're like,
no, my kid's not in the back.
Yeah.
it's for me.
I'll put my finger in it, dip it, give it a look, give them a wink, and off I go.
That's funny.
They're pretty sure I'm off to go home to my husband, and I'm okay with that because I'm not above that.
Hey, man.
We got some people chatting with us. I see Bryce Logan.
Bryce Logan.
Love that guy. What's he up to? I saw he broke his hand.
Yeah, he I had to
Just
get
got
that
casted up.
So, cast it up 4 weeks and then back to work. I unfortunately know that same feeling. So, but he broke his other one now, so he's broke both of them now. So, he's got them little brittle hands.
You got to start throwing them bows, man.
Yeah, dude.
I'm waiting for him to come back on here and
More headbutts, bro.
say he's going to punch you in the face.
Eye poke with his casted fingers. No, man. Love Bryce Logan.
Yeah, he's a good dude.
Good dude. Actually, I feel stupid, but refresh me. Did he end up picking up the win down in Omaha?
Yep.
Yep, he.
Yeah, he's on a holy terror right
Yeah,
now.
I think that's probably 6 in a row that he has. So
Good,
I think if
good.
he's got to be getting close to getting signed by the UFC. I think if that would have been, I mean, he broke his hand in the first round, but if that would have been a little bit more of a dominant victory, which I still think it was a pretty good victory for him, but if it would have been more dominating fashion, I would have been surprised if he wouldn't have been picked up.
Yeah.
His division, unfortunately, is a little bit of a stacked division, I think, and so
That's a tight
that'll be
one.
a tough one to get into, but I think he's right on the cusp there. I think he's very close.
He was a DSU guy too, right?
Yeah, that's where I met Bryce, actually.
Oh, you know Bryce. Yeah.
Yep, that's where I met him.
Everybody
I was only
knows
there for a
Bryce.
semester.
It's just
but-
like Bruce.
Yeah, well, I mean, we're DSU people, so except for I was a DSU guy like probably 10 years before these guys. So,
and I was there for a semester holding it down.
yeah. So, well, I was there for 2 semesters, and then I got asked not to come back anymore.
Yeah.
Nice. You did better than I did.
Yeah.
I just left with a bunch of parking tickets because I had my compartment syndrome surgery, and I didn't feel like going to get a handicap sticker because I was could barely walk, and they decided to slap me with a couple $100 worth of parking tickets.
Which hall did you have to stay in, or did you have to stay in a hall?
I was in Richardson.
Yes.
Top floor.
Top floor, 3rd floor, Richardson,
You
hard on hall.
4th floor. Got done with my surgery. Walked up there every day.
You guys probably like I have not.
You
heard
wonder why you
anybody
got compartment syndrome.
Yeah, I just kept walking on it. When I knew it was really bad, I got an ear infection one night, and I walked to the clinic at 4 in the morning just to find out the school clinic wasn't open. So I walked all the way to the hospital. It's not there anymore. I think they got a new hospital. But I walked all the way to the hospital. They told me my shirts wouldn't cover it, so I was like, well, I'll go to the clinic. That wasn't open. And as I was walking back, I had to sit down on the ground because my legs hurt so bad.
That's tough.
Just walking.
Sounds terrible.
It was horrible. I looked pretty stupid. Couldn't make it through the first 2 weeks of football.
Well, compartment syndrome is a pretty serious thing. You're lucky you kept your legs.
I mean, I made it all the way through basic training, running up hills, but then I put 30 pounds on right when I got back for football, and all downhill from there.
Story.
Probably one of the best things that ever happened to me, though.
Yeah.
One, I didn't play football. I didn't want to play for DSU because, I mean, I would have put my body through all that getting beat up for no reason, and not even done anything with it, you know? So,
I respect that. I respect somebody that knows, like, hey, you know what? This isn't for me.
yeah.
That's an interesting bunch of DSU guys.
I love the school, though. You wake up 5 minutes before class and make it.
Yeah, that was one of the schools I did not do my tour of. I kind of did a little bit of tour of South Dakota schools. Did USD, Southeast Tech, Black Hills State. Wasn't smart enough to get into school mines. My rep had already started at SDSU, so I said, well, I'll just go up there and drink anyway. So I did a lot of partying at SDSU.
Oh, yeah. I was up in Brookings
That
probably
place
more times
was
than I was in
absolutely
Madison.
great. Love it. I don't even care. When I worked for USD, I still felt a little dirty, working for USD just because I do have an affinity for SDSU, I felt like it was the one that got away because they wouldn't let me in, and I liked the school, so I was just like,
I spent a lot of times at Brookings.
yeah.
Walked a lot of miles too.
Yeah. Man, I don't know. What, I guess, how was your Christmas and whatnot?
It was good. It was
Yeah.
good. Just went up to the girl's house, or girl's parents' house, and
Yeah.
hung out with their fam. And
She's good gal.
oh yeah,
Yeah, she's in mental health too, right?
yep. She
Yeah.
got her master's degree at USD.
Hmm.
So don't talk about SDSU on this podcast.
No, it's all good. We stole her glasses and wore them.
Oh yeah.
Nah,
She was
she's
excited.
super nice.
She
Yeah.
was like, "You better tell them those are mine." Not anymore.
Yeah. That was a pretty good Christmas party. You guys had one hell of a food drive here recently.
Oh,
too.
yeah.
You guys pulled in over 1,000 pounds?
Yeah, so over 1,000 pounds. Now we have a coat drive
Coat
at
drive.
Coast to Coast. So if you have any coats that you're not using or any winter gear, bring them on down.
No joke. I know Corey wants to wait for a month or so to get that stuff out, but with it being like -20 this week,
Yeah, no, for
man,
sure.
it's like, probably afford to get some of that out right now and
Yeah,
just
I
start
mean,
tallying that stuff up.
Faster we
and-
get them filled, bring them in right away if people need them,
Yeah.
Or if you know someone that needs a coat, give it to them.
Yeah, just give it to them. Exactly. Don't have to worry about bringing it in.
Yeah, don't worry about that. We're just trying to help out as many people as we can. So.
No,
And, I mean, we do a drive. We try to do a drive almost every month. So,
yeah.
and Corey's really good with that too. So,
No, I definitely appreciate that. What are we looking at for time, Bruce? Got a few minutes? 15-ish? I always like to try to keep track of it now because usually it's me just like running on or being in the middle of something, and Bruce is kind of like,
You have to do the like the Oscar style, just start playing music
start
and
turn
then-
on music.
Yep.
Except for my music's, Cole, shut up. All right. No, I appreciate that. Oh, man. There were so many questions I had for you, but I was like sitting there
you know
going
which music
bonkers.
you have on Coast to Coast workout playlists on Shopify? Those Doomtree songs.
Yeah.
They don't get me hype, man.
They don't?
They don't get me hype.
They won't?
They don't.
Not at all?
Nope.
So Doomtree's like just instrumental rap, right? Like there's
No.
or
It's good stuff, but it don't get me hype.
They have no. It's all lyrics. So it's like Dessa, Sims, POS, Cecil Otter, a whole mess of those guys. So Mike Micklin, they all have their own independent thing. But yeah, Reg and I just went to their show last month up in St. Paul, and it was freaking ridiculous.
Yeah, that would be sweet.
Right.
I would go to a show.
Yeah, it was super fun. Which that's probably why it gets me hyped, because I have a personal stake in it and I really love it. And I met
For sure.
I met a couple of the artists
For
and they
sure.
were ridiculously fun and super cool, and they do their own thing. But
Aaron Otten asked, "Nice glasses. Where did you find something like that?"
I don't even know, man.
Oh no.
They're my girlfriend's. She's got a weird obsession with weird glasses.
they're good glasses, though.
So
I think they look pretty sweet.
the question for me, Tanner, what music in fact gets you hyped right now?
Man,
I'm gonna say Boogie with a Hoodie.
no. I listen to a lot of obnoxious hip hop when I especially when I lift. A lot of obnoxious hip hop. Most people probably wouldn't want to listen to it because it's really gangster. Like Kevin Gates, I love Kevin Gates when I'm lifting. That's pretty much all I listen to when I'm lifting. Actually,
Yeah.
Kevin Gates. I've been listening to the same album for the last 2 years.
But I think The Rock has the exact same playlist that he listens to every time he
Yeah,
works
and-
out. It's exactly the same.
Like I try to listen to other stuff, and it's like all of a sudden I find myself going right back to the same songs I've been listening to.
If you
for
know
the
it
last-
works, it works.
Yeah, and know every word
Yeah.
front to back.
And that was, I think, on a really huge kick. But I really like Shredders. Xanthrax, that one's really good. And then Entertainment, that was the other one. But those are guys from Doomtree as well that kind of broke off. But they're a lot more...
How many people are in Doomtree?
7?
Like the Wu-Tang Clan.
Yeah. Well, that's what they started out as, like a record label, but then they became a collective effort. And so it was kind of like they all had their own brands, but then they'd come together and put together a record and then go out and do their own solo stuff, or like every once in a while they would do their own
Genius.
stuff. Yeah, they're freaking awesome.
Bring
Yeah.
everyone's people to their one platform.
Oh yeah, it's great marketing, but that's something that they didn't do. They just did it because they wanted to, and like I said, they're straight out of Minneapolis, and they keep it real. And like the energy they brought to that show, like everything was, I don't know, yeah, it was super super fun. And my wife does not stay up. I swear, like 9 o'clock is the latest, and if
out.
she is up past 9, she is pissed at the world and not.
She had to
having
work out
anything.
today?
Today?
Yeah.
No, she did not sleep last night. So I'm gonna have fun with that tonight.
Yeah.
Because she'd be like, take care of your kids.
Make her go to the gym.
Man, I should have. No, I'm sure she'll
No,
probably
make
get
her
in
go
there,
tonight.
one time or another. But screen's frozen over here. Is it all right?
Yeah, that's what I'm checking on.
All right. Gotta see. It's a good shot, though. It's probably going to be my YouTube shot.
There it
Tanner
is.
thinking. Me listening intently, like a blind mouse.
Yeah, it appears to be still working. I don't know why my computer decided to freeze. But
Yeah, that's all right. As long as
I still think you're going.
right on. For any of you out there, thanks for listening still. But what is? I'm trying to think. So you got Ashley and Travis. They come out. How often do they train, or where do they train at, or they just do?
Ashley trains 4 or 5 classes.
or not Ashley.
Britt, she does more of like our booty camps and stuff. And then Trav, I think he has 1 class, but he does a lot of his own stuff inside the gym.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's got a lot of knowledge, and he's been to Cal Strength. He would train there. Trained with a lot of high-end athletes.
He doesn't seem like he's that big.
The dude is a silent assassin, bro.
Yeah, he's super quiet. But
Silent.
then all of a sudden you'll see him just like, he's like, well, I had surgery and I put up over 500 today on my squat. And usually you see like that. No, it's just like
Yeah, a month
straight up.
after, he's still squat. He had compartment syndrome too.
Yeah.
And he had a worse time healing up than I did. He had it on both sides, but a month and a half after, he's already squatting over 500 pounds again.
And like
And he's like 185 pounds.
deep and clean and
The dude,
Yeah, it's pretty impressive.
He's really good with his technique, and that's what's carried him so far. Is
yeah,
just-
seems pretty disciplined.
Yeah.
It seemed like a really nice guy. Like I said, he's a silent assassin. Like I just come up and ask him like, hey man, I noticed you had surgery and you're already squatting over 500 pounds. Can you help fix my squat for a hot minute? And he's just like, yeah, come over to the wall. And I'm like, all right.
yeah, just straight to the point, and he
Yeah.
gets it done though. And
No, I appreciate it.
yeah, he taught me a lot in a little bit of time. So
Yeah. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff. And it's kind of a nice thing about this community around here again, like without preaching too much about it. But like you said, you've watched a lot of Forge stuff and picked up a few things from Matt's
oh
gym and
yeah, I
everything
mean
like
Matt's
that. And
always doing.
I feel like they break down their stuff really well too. And
Yeah,
I know that there
I
are
mean-
people that cross train at both gyms as well. And
Yeah, I mean, like, go to Matt Doan to learn how to pick up the heavy weight. I mean, we could teach you too, but that's what they specialize in. That's what they do. I mean, you come over to us if you want that high-end cardio stuff, you know.
Yeah, and that's what somebody
they-
I was talking to this morning. They're like, I like this cardio better, but I like the weightlifting a little more, strength training.
Yeah, and we got more
and
room and
so-
everything, and that's what we specialize in. That's what
Yeah.
Corey's implemented in our gym from the beginning. So
Yeah. Still want you guys to get that cardio striking class going there.
no, seriously, I do too. I just want to learn myself.
I feel like that's a random push.
Nothing.
Nothing. All right.
I'm just gonna mind my business over here. Even
Mind
though
my business.
nothing. I'm just being selfish. That's
I
what
did-
I'm doing.
I just gotta train for a couple months and get in the cage one time.
A couple months.
Just one month. I'm not saying I'm gonna win, but I'm gonna win.
Yeah. What was exactly I told you? Yeah.
I'm ready to do it though.
I'll teach you the very basics of
That's
very,
all I need
very,
to
very
know.
basics, and then
If I get my
everything
ass
from
kicked,
there,
it'll be a learning experience.
you need to go to somebody like Bruce Hoyer
That's what I'm saying.
and put in the work,
I'm ready.
because
Let's go.
you can go in there and fight some Bobby Hill, and that'll last like all 30 seconds, and all of a sudden you're going to come in there and you're
Oh,
going to
man.
get ragdolled
I know.
by some Bobby Hill.
I wrestled in high school. I started like my sophomore year, went to my junior year, and some of those kids they weren't good at all. And then other kids would do the craziest things to be in the smallest amount of time. I'd twist me up like a pretzel, and I'm just like, yeah, wrestling ain't for me. But
Hey,
I understand it a
all I'm
lot
saying
more.
is, I
now.
know a good place where you could train
Right here.
that will get you what you need.
Got a nice padded floor. I'm gonna take you up on that 14-day trial.
No, seriously, it's fun. It's a lot of fun.
I mean,
I'd recommend any of the places.
every place I go, people are asking me if I know Devin Clark. So I get that question at least 3 times a week, probably.
I feel like a vicious racist because I completely was scrolling through the other day when you friend requested me, and I was scrolling through pictures. I swear it was Devin Clark. I was like, Devin Clark, and who's this random guy? Oh shit, that's not Devin Clark.
Yeah.
So,
Oh yeah, I get it all the time.
Well, I said it too. I think day one out there, I'm like, dude, you remind me of Devin Clark.
Yeah.
I tried getting him to come in today, but he's feeling a little under the weather. He apologized. But
by the way, the minute he comes in here, I'm punching him square in the face. Yesterday, I had to do a 45-minute speech to some soccer kids yesterday, impromptu, like an hour and a half notice. I had to go there, and there was probably like 45 kids there, and it was an impromptu speech on like player and athlete development, and yeah, so that was great. Thank you very much for phoning a friend on that one, Devin Clark. So expect a punch in the face right when you come back.
Nice. Better get that on film.
Yeah. So he doesn't like to punch me in the face because he says I only have one eye, and so if he pokes the other one out, it's going to be bad. But I have no qualms on punching him in the face, none at all.
that's fair. Although you could totally pull off the Jean-Claude Van Damme, was it Lionheart, when he was blind and had to do the.
Have you been watching Jean-Claude Van Johnson at all?
I'm not. Has it good?
It's terrible.
Is it?
It's terrible.
Is it,
but I mean, if
is it good in a terrible way though?
But it's basically him making fun of himself, so it's okay, I think.
That's fair.
But
well, he's got to get his dollars from somewhere. He snorted up all of his '80s money.
I've noticed too that he's been trying to get into like cornering MMA people like Steven Seagal did probably a few months back. So he actually kicked, who was it? TJ. I can't think of for the life of me right now. The former like 145-pound champ. Anyways, kicked him in the head when they were just kind of messing around, trying to show him something. They kicked him square in the head. So
Really?
Yep. And so
Wow.
TJ asked him to leave before he did anything. So
That's reasonable. See, that shows that type of control though that those athletes have. Like, yeah, because probably any other person that guy would have got so ragdolled too, which would have been awesome for a 145er to absolutely just tie up Jean-Claude Van Damme.
You know what we need to get in here? Ryan. You should see Ryan try to throw a punch. It's like the weakest punch I've ever seen.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Does he show a little, is he like batting?
Like he's like, you know, like trying to duck the punch while he's throwing the punch.
I'm not gonna lie, it's every time I come in here, it's like for a hot minute, and then I get all flinchy, and then I get punched in the face a few times, and then that kind of shakes off, but I still get super flinchy.
See, I think I'm just too dumb, so I just take the punch.
Which doesn't work out.
It never works.
Longevity.
Yeah, I know, but you know,
unless you're freaking.
I guess it's better than being scared of the punch, though.
Mark Hunt, who I don't know, the guy doesn't have a lot of brain. I'm a huge fan of Mark Hunt, but he ain't got a lot of brain cells going on, so he just rolls.
I remember sparring one time with he was another Samoan guy who was a K1 world champ for a while. Gosh, I can't think of his name now. Ray Zefu. I remember training with him at Randy Couture's place and punching him in the face, and me like putting quite a bit of stank behind it, and then him
just marches forward,
just being like, "Yep," just big old smile on his face. I'm giving it most of what I got, and him just being like, "Yep, that's nothing."
I don't know what it is with that Samoan.
That
blood. Oh my God! You could park a Mack truck on those guys, and they're just like, what
for what? Yeah,
pick it up and move it.
Yeah, for whatever reason. I mean, I don't know. Does DSU still have quite a bit of Hawaiian guys? Because when I was going to school there, that was our whole offensive line was like Hawaiian and Samoan
It's
guys.
like all Arizona kids.
Oh, no?
That's what it was when I was there.
See, we had I could tell right away the kid was Hawaiian Samoan, and he was a Augie football player, and he ended up wrecking his ankle pretty good, and we ended up treating him off in the truck. But he totally like nothing happened, even though his ankles should be going this way. Everything was shifted off to the side and turned like that, and he's just sitting there like,
You taped that up yet?
When we go to the hospital, and he's a big dude, but I could tell right. And I'm like, so not from around here? He's like, no, from Hawaii. And I'm like, yeah. What do they feed you people? Like, seriously, is like they are so tough.
Luckily, living because the Richardson used to be the football dorm, and so it was me and basically the football team, and so it was always hilarious because those like the offensive line would basically on all the Hawaiian guys would make food from the kitchen, and so in like Sunday morning I would get woken up by a guy in like basically whatever you call the dress type thing that those guys wear, and then just handed like a plate of like rice and Spam and like all sorts of stuff. So it was awesome.
Like, seriously?
Oh yeah, that was like every Sunday morning for me. I would get woken up by like those guys, and then like here's a plate of food. So it was awesome.
That sounds amazing.
But I was like 330 pounds at that time too. So I mean I'm not, other than my very 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 clear complexion, I maybe could have passed for Hawaiian. So
I'm gonna have to give me some Hawaiian friends that will make me food.
All right, Chief,
really
you got about a minute.
We've got a minute to win it. Make a
to
closing.
win it.
Hey, so you folks out there, whatever it is that my quick spiel, whatever it is that gets your ass off the couch and get out there and just trying to make yourself better. Whether it is, I know there's a lot of talk about whether or not whether New Year's resolutions or bullshit and what have you. That's fine. If that's what it takes for you to start getting something new and try doing something, getting after it, go for it. You can talk to anybody. You can hit Tanner up on Instagram or Facebook. You can hit people up like Matt or any of the folks out at Coast to Coast. Any trainer, anybody you want to do, there's tons of YouTube. Just get out there and start doing stuff. Like Tanner said, he's got his own stuff that he's working with, trying to figure out finances the same way and look at his wellness as a whole. So get out there and do your thing. So don't wait until New Year's Day to do it either. Start right now, this next minute.
Yep,
right now. That is my challenge to you. So like I said, I appreciate your brand, man. Our whole team's strong. It's a good deal. So.
Yep, I appreciate you.
All right, man.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, definitely have you back. So, Bruce, thanks for chiming in. It's always lovely to hear your awesome radio voice on there.
Terrible radio voice.
Terrible radio voice. I like it. Have a good one. Happy New Year, everybody.
Happy New Year.